Hello, today I'm going to be doing a grief share video about some of the struggles I've been dealing with. I'm not sure what exactly direction you might consider it. Really, I think my biggest grief at the moment, well, really all my life is that I felt very on my own um, with a lot of things that I've had to deal with. Um, So since I've gotten pregnant, I talked about this a little bit in my last grief share video, but um, I've had some problems more recently. Since I got to my second trimester, I've had headaches every day, and I decided not to do a lot of doctor's visits during my pregnancy just because they're very stressful for me, and I just have a hard time dealing with people in general. Because I'm just introverted and kind of quiet, so I just don't. I prefer not to see doctors. I get nervous and stuff when I'm there. Um, making that decision, um, I kind of just hoped everything would be okay. I thought it'd be kind of smooth sailing type thing, but I mean, a lot of people do have fairly normal pregnancies, but unfortunately, once I got to my second trimester, I started having headaches every day, and I knew something was wrong. So I went to the emergency room, and they didn't find anything abnormal. They tried to give me some medicine for headaches, but unfortunately, that doesn't really solve the problem because as many headaches as I was getting, I could just see that my medication for the headaches just wasn't going to work long term. Um, you know, and I had read about headaches during pregnancy, and there could be a couple possible problems, stuff like that. But because I went to the emergency room and they said everything was okay, I thought, I guess I'll just try to keep taking medicine for it. But you know, there's a point where you just can't take more medicine without hurting the baby. So I was just kind of concerned about what to do. Well, um, after reading some different stuff, I kind of determined that maybe it might be a blood pressure problem. Uh, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of confused um, after I went to the doctor because they never said anything about my blood pressure. They never said anything looked abnormal in my blood work or anything. Um, so I was kind of just not real sure, but um, I just thought I would try something to lower my blood pressure and um, see if that helped. Um, I did get my blood pressure checked, and it was kind of high. And normally that may not be a problem, but I think with the pregnancy, it just created more issues. So anyway, um, this is kind of just the backstory, I guess, to my, uh, I guess, grief um, that I'm dealing with now. I guess, or my complaints, or I guess however you want to call it. But um, after trying some over the counter blood pressure medicine, I started to feel better. My headache went away. So, I kind of just figured out on my own that I had a blood pressure problem. Um, so that kind of leads me to my complaint of like just feeling like I'm on my own in a lot of ways. No one can really help me. I've kind of always felt that way. Don't get me wrong, like I thank God for the internet. It at least gives me some kind of direction, excuse me, on where to go with my problems. And I'm in some Facebook groups, and I've had some people help me in there, but um, it's just it's just barely enough to get by. It's really not enough. Um, I mean, I think I think when you go and you pay money, as much money as you do to see a doctor, you kind of hope that they're going to do more than they do. And you know, I want to say um, some of the problem is, going to be treated for an emergency isn't necessarily um, going to give you the answer you need. You should be, for example, going to another doctor. Well, I mean, I've had just as many problems going to see other doctors, and um, it's really, it comes down to just paying a lot of money and not really feeling like you're getting the help that you need. Um, for example, if I were able to go see a doctor, and they somehow figure out that I have a blood pressure problem, then it just becomes try this pill or that pill. And unfortunately, like for me, prescription medication has a lot more side effects than anything over the counter or natural. Um, so, you know, um, going the doctor route is still not necessarily the best way. They're not going to tell you over the counter usually. They're not going to tell you something natural. They're usually just going to skip all that. And I was reading about the prescription blood pressure medicines, and they really just have a lot of bad side effects to the point that people can't even take them. So again, I'm on my own trying to find something I could take in a store. Um, and pregnancy makes it that much harder because a lot of things just aren't really safe, and people just don't know how it affects a baby. So you're kind of just stuck. I mean, I think that's why people try to encourage you to see a doctor, but um, I mean, it just doesn't do me any good to go see a doctor and they give me a prescription that has side effects that I can't even take. So I'm still kind of in the same position. Now, there's some risk with trying to take natural stuff, yes, but I could at least handle the side effects enough to keep taking it and possibly get to a better place. Um, it at the end of the day, if you have a problem physically, mentally, you're still kind of stuck with dealing with medication and side effects and things like that. It can still be really difficult um, to deal with the side effects. I mean, like I said, even natural stuff has side effects. So it turns into, you either deal with this side effect or this side effect. Like I said, um, if I'm having headaches, I either deal with headaches or the medicine side effects. I mean, that's kind of the two choices you have. I think that's why I kind of talked about in my last video. I made a video today about consequences. I was talking about that kind of thing too. Like um, when you really hit a consequence, it can be so devastating that you just want anything to not have to deal with it anymore. That's kind of how I feel too. But really, my focus was just, being frustrated with I wanted to say doctors and healthcare and stuff like that, but it's really anybody that you pay for a service. I mean, even if somehow they're able to do what you want them to do, it comes with all kinds of problems. I guess I guess that's why God probably doesn't really want us to trust humans specifically, um, which makes it tricky because sometimes we can't do everything ourselves. So we're kind of forced to trust other people sometimes. We, like I said, paying for a service, that kind of thing. But I really feel like um, it just ends up being something that we wish we could do ourselves. I mean, doctors specifically, I feel that way. I wish I could you know handle all my problems myself and not need to be in medical school. Luckily, I've been able to make it this far with kind of just trying to do things myself, but you know I can't do everything. So So really, that's the frustration, trusting other people, trying to pay for services, and then not really feeling like your needs are being met. I know everybody kind of feels that way, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the video today. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.